Hi there, welcome to another version of the electric BMW 320i project. This week I'll be showing you that I got that Delphi DC converter working. I was lucky to go out to California last week and see the Formula E race, and while I was out there I also visited EV West, so let's take a look. Here's the Delphi DC converter, and have it all connected up now. I decided not to build up a connector, but rather just use the crimp connectors and heat shrink and then slide them on the pins. Problem with putting the pins into the amp seal connector is and once you do that, they are pretty hard to get out without the right tool, and I don't have the right tool. So for at least a quick test, this is the easy way to do it. And so we have a couple of CAN wires and power, and then what's very interesting about the Delphi is that it actually needs 12 volts not only into the connector here, but it needs 12 volts on the output, and for some reason it will not start producing any internal voltage even if there's high voltage present without that 12 volts. So the first thing to do is I have a 12 volt battery down here and turn on the switch. So now we have, let's see, 12.35, and I have a program here that Jack put together, and it's a logger for the Delphi specifically, and you can see here it's showing the set point voltage and the measured voltage of 12.2, so it's just a tenth of a volt off, but you see there's no high voltage on and there's no current flow. So we'll come over here and flip on the high voltage, and now we have 13.42 coming out. And if we look at the logging program, you can see we're outputting 20 amps. Well, it started at 20, it's dropped down to 18. Very interesting, in the high voltage is reading 605, 715. That's wrong. It should be 330 volts. That's what the full wave bridge rectifier produces. So this is probably just a little change in the code that needs to be made, but this shows the Delphi working. It does seem to have another unique issue that it won't output any power unless there's a CAN message sent out first, and that's what's shown on. We'll check that out. So here's the test. I've disconnected the CAN lines from the JevQ, and now of course the battery voltage came up because it was charged. It's reading 12.8, but there's no output current because it would be at 13.5. so if I turn on the high voltage, you see there's no output, still at 12.8. so that says that you have to have at least some CAN messaging going forward to get the output to come on. So I guess as long as it's connected to the CAN bus all the time, that shouldn't be an issue. I don't think I can connect that up without losing the camera, so I'll just connect that and then come back. Yeah, as soon as I connected up the CAN, we have now converting current or high voltage into DC current. It's drawing not only about 8 amps now, but also you can see it's at, those lights are tough, 13 volts output, so it's definitely outputting. So it just shows in the Delphi requires some CAN data before it will start converting. But I think this is going to be a really great addition to the build. Really nice, small, lightweight converter that can put out a lot of power. Just what I need. Well, here we are wandering around the paddock. It's pretty cool. I got every car set up. 2 cars per driver. I got to get both of them ready to go. Very interesting. They have a lot of them are using dry ice, looks like, to cool off the batteries or something in the electronics. Very interesting. Cooling things off with dry ice. It's crazy. I think that's for the batteries or for the inverter.
FIA Formula E Long Beach E3. We're less than 1 minute away. The drivers across, and then when they go out, we will go green. The very first Long Beach E3 is moments away. Looking at the lights. They go red. They're out, and we go green. Headed down towards turn number 1. Close. Fly out. Oh boy, look at him. It's headed to turn number 5. Oh, a pass right there. One of the Andretti Sports entries makes a nice pass around turn number 5. That's going to be a great place to pass during the race. Here comes the field. Down the front straightaway for the first line. We're going 39 laps. 39 laps to the checkered flag. Nelson Piquet Jr. in front. Wow. Bringing them around. Here comes the field. Look how close they are. Once again, we're looking at lap number 1. We're working on
Hey, well, I was out here for the Formula E race. I thought I'd stop by EV West and see what they're up to. A couple of really cool things. I got this BMW 2002 that they're going to be converting, very similar to my 320i. Here's something I'm really interested in. This is a Scott inverter, possible future upgrade for my DMOC. But we were trying to take this out and take a look at some of the software that runs it. Alright, here's a look at the application software that comes with the Scott inverter. It's got some really cool settings you can go through and change up everything with your battery pack and how everything runs through. Even has a CAN interface, you can look at the codes coming through. Even has a BMS function where you can set up all the voltages on all your cells and pretty much control everything. It's really cool. As well as be able to plot all kinds of different functions while you're running the motor. Not almost puts the JevQ to shame. Well, another thing I always wanted to check out while I was out here visiting EV West is all these smart car parts that they're getting. It's basically a repurposing program. And they're taking all these parts. They got basically all the drive lines, they have the transmissions, they got batteries, they got inverters, they got chargers, they even have parts of disc brakes. I mean, just about anything you need. Got all the connectors. Looks like some really cool stuff. So you can see that race at Long Beach, it was a very good turnout. They probably had over 5,000 people that came out. Of course, it was free admission, but you know, it was Easter weekend, so it's still a pretty good turnout. And it was really great to see that race. You see those cars are really fast, and quite something just to fly around the city streets like that on really very low suspension cars that are going over 100 miles an hour. But well, next year I hope to be able to make it out there and see it again, and it's going to be more interesting. This year all the cars were exactly the same. They had exactly the same battery, the same drivetrain, the same motor, everything. And next year they open it up and let people put in their own drivetrain. So it'll be a real interesting you know, choice to make, because you know, right now this year they're limited. They can only put out or use 150 kilowatts. And if they actually go too long at 150 kilowatts, they get penalized. So next year that won't be a penalty, but obviously if you go, you know, use more power, you'll deplete your battery quicker. And it'd be interesting what the trade-offs will be if people will put bigger batteries in that obviously will be heavier, but they'll be able to go, you know, use more power and possibly go longer. So it'd be a, you know, really interesting trade-off that some people will make in their cars. And then the year after that, it's going to be completely open. People can go with any size battery, any size car they want. I mean, it still has to be within the Grand Prix formula race you know, envelope, but beyond that they can do everything else. So thanks again for watching, and we'll catch you again.